Hi, my name is No Shirt, some of you guys know me as Shabon, obviously, and Spurs video podcast. Um, I have spoken about Bale and I'm really pissed off that I have to still ban again. Obviously, there's been a rumour that he didn't have training yesterday. How they're going to explain away that one, I don't know. It's a difficult one. I put a thing on the Spurs show with Bill Corner's Facebook page. I said agents really are, you know, you know, they're not they have the best interest of their clients, but that means they have to behave in a way that if anyone remembers Frasier, BB Glazer from Frasier, and how ethical she was, in order to do what she felt was best for her clients, then I think when you take that into consideration, you know, I don't agree with what they do, but let's face it, if they did something that benefited us, we'd have no problem with it. I don't like it, but then he's doing what's best for his client. Bonnet has got form, and let's face it, the FA didn't do anything about it. And it's you know, it's the whole thing is about any it's an unsavoury thing, leaving an unsavoury taste in everyone's mouth. Whatever happens, if he goes, people are gonna be pissed. If he stays, there will be a lot of people that are also pissed about how things have gone down. So it is a different situation, and I hope Daniel Levy, Joe Lewis, and the gaffer can do what they do best and do what's best for the club really. Because that's going to support. We all support the club first. I like Gareth Bale. I love the effort. What he's done. The stuff he's done over the last 3 4 years. But if he wants to move on, I wish him all the very very best. But I hope it's done in the that such things. Obviously, because once he goes, he's no longer our player, and we expect him to set remain behind, and hopefully things go in our best interests. And that's it really. Going to talk about the Leeds game. Isn't that really? They've won. We've won 5-0. Unlike the Edinburgh situation with Hearts, Edinburgh to London is about an hour by plane. So Georgia to London is a bit far. So where they're going to bring a whole lot of players, assuming. But even then, I'd like to think we can protect a 5-goal aggregate lead and not lose 6-1. Um, so 6-0 or 6-1 or whatever, 7 whatever. So definitely I'd have Cabal, Norton, and maybe that Milos Vujovic because I think again Cabal has to get used to commanding his defence and having a young kid there. He'll basically probably just do exactly what he's told to do by Cabal. Friars. I think Norton obviously that and you got Friel as well. I put it. Don't want to risk Lloris really. I mean, just I think we may play a slightly lower line, but then we'll be so great when we have that high line again. I don't know. I'd actually keep Lloris, but NLD coming up, is it worth risking him? Goalkeepers obviously do tend to get injured less, but you never know. For me, the most important thing is can Sandro start? If Sandro can start against the Georgians, then he can obviously most likely start against the Arsenal. I think what I like about the fixture list and how it's panned out for us this season is that you've got nice, we've got a nice progression. We have Palace, who are obviously not the strongest team in the league. Then you've got Swansea, who are a lot stronger, but let's face it, top 10 is a real. Top 8 will be an amazing achievement. Top 10 will be, I think, a real. What's what I'm looking for? Top 10 is a more realistic aim for them. And obviously, we have Arsenal. They have ambitions, but obviously they want to be top one. That's an absolute minimum. But they also want to, they may push on for third, even get second. Even go for the title. So they're very similar to us. One thing, the difference they have, they got the Champions League. They can attract players as well as the money from the Champions League. Although their ability to attract players hasn't been that great. One of the things I've been asked to do is some guys prefer just me doing this, just talking to camera, no one else. So I'll try and give you a little bit of both. I'm very grateful to like Kevin G, Dom, Eggsy, Jez for doing YouTubes. And I'll have a combination of that. We'll have a little bit of both, and I'll try and get this as quick as I can. For me, if Sandro is fit enough to start against Georgians, he's hopefully fit enough to start against NLD. And you know what? Definitely have him and Capu. breaking up the play. I think if you can disrupt their triangles, Arsenal will break down. Swansea play the triangles, don't get me wrong, they are very good at playing triangles. We saw that on the Rogers. There was a huge thing. They'd always highlight that they kept on playing it short, 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 kept on passing, kept on passing, kept on passing it. I think we've got players now that can disrupt that. If you look at Swansea, I'm not saying Swansea were looking to get a point. I think if they got away with that, would be like absolutely fucking delightful for them. But if they got away with the point, I think they would have been happy. And they very, very, very deep. And that's just my 2 cents on the matter. But I think they came looking for the point, and so that kind of played into our hands. And so obviously they weren't too keen to go pushing forward until they actually were losing, and they had to push forward. And then for some reason we took off. Then Bale put on Siggy to think, we'll catch them on the counter if there's more space that's open. Siggy, love the guy. Everyone's a trier, but he hasn't got the fleet. He's not as quick. He hasn't got the quick feet, and he hasn't got the extra 2 yards that say Sheringham had to do what Sheringham was so good at doing. And so I think things just don't come off quite well for the old Supermeister. Sandro, if you can play up the play, because I don't have it on Sandro. It's going to be 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. I'm guessing he's going to go for a 4-3-3 because at home they have to attack, and that'll be Wilshere, Cazorla, and Riziki and Ramsey. And so there's no real strong man in that midfield. I mean, Wilshere can tackle, not very well, I guess. Ramsey can tackle, I guess. And so something might be Ramsey or Riziki, but they're not known for their ability to break up play. If we can disrupt that and circumvent that, one thing we have got the advantage of that is Capu has got great passing. He can spread it wide, and we can maybe outflank them. Don't get me wrong, Arsenal are a very, very dangerous team, and they can easily hurt us. But I think the difference is that we haven't got anybody getting him sent off, going down to 10 men. And even last season, even when we were getting falling down, as soon as we got that second goal, it was like, shit, we 4-3 here. And then it was like very much, as it was all those years ago when Lennon scored that incredible equaliser. I still think it will be a tough, being an incredibly difficult game. They're a very, very talented side. But if you have Sandro, one thing I love about Sandro, I remember I was watching against Milan all those years ago, he has it's a spider sense. That is the best way I can put it. Some weird spider sense. Everyone that he knew exactly where to be. He was always there for that last ditch tackle. I mean, let's face it. Seedorf just killed us. His passing is just amazing, and he just, beautiful passes all throughout. This time, I think we haven't got. Obviously, I'm not saying Capu's got anywhere near the same level of passing as say, Seedorf had, but I think he's got a great passing ability. Sense of Vieira, I don't think he's got the kind of that elegance of Vieira. I mean, I think I think Vieira was very, very elegant, superb midfielder, and he had incredible shooting ability, and that's what made him so very, very dangerous when he used to break from deep. I don't think Capu's got that just yet, but he's so composed on the ball, and he's just so physically strong. I mean, look at the size of that team; it's just ridiculous. And I think ultimately, if we lose the ball, we can always go to a flat 4 if we need to. I think, and I think Chadley, he'll put his tackles in. And if you look at the size of Chadley as well, he's like 6'2", and I saw him next to Vertonghen, and Vertonghen's a big guy, and he was just like, shit, he's dwarfing Vertonghen. It was just ridiculous. So I think if we can break, Arsenal's their ability to play that tiki-taka, their triangles up and down, will be amazing. And it is amazing to watch if you let them have the ball. If you could disrupt their play, disrupt the rhythm, break it up, and ultimately, as long as, here's the thing, if they do play 4-3-3, they have two choices. They can keep fighting the free, but if you've got two guys and they're constantly reading it, they're going to have to circumvent that, and they have to try and pass their wide players. And they'll be able to do that. They've got very good wide players. They are very, very good. And that worries me, because obviously, if it's Danny Rose and Carl Walker, I'm a little bit at centre hooks, because Danny Rose is good going forward at the back. It's a work in progress. That's the best way of saying it. So I think, for me, I'd be happy to take a point away from North London derby. Because actually we've not really done that well in the last two, results at the Old Emirates. So to get a point, I'd be happy with it. But I think we can get a win. I think it'll be very, very tight, but I think we can get, I think we'll go, I think it'll be 2-1. I think it'll be 1-1, but I can see it going either way, 2-1 to either side. It's just one of those games. Um, I think what I like about it is if you saw Paulinho, we saw, I think match of the day two, if you saw Alan Shearer, I don't know if you guys, my people watch this abroad, Alan Shearer match of the day two, he was talking about Paulinho, saying like this is what he does, blah, 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 and how he broke up play, but he was just very good, he's useful, was very, very intelligent, and he was constantly breaking forward. And I think if you have that ability, because I'm not saying that, I mean, Ramsey and um, Rosicky and all those players have the ability to go forward and do well. I don't think they've got the physical ability. They've got the technical ability, but once they're there, they can really damage you. But the physical ability to go up and down, up and down, up and down with that combination of both power and technique, I think that I think they have, and I think that's the ones we do have. And I think one of the things we can do is that we can have Paulinho just going up and down, up and down, and then we can bring on Dembele. I suppose up and down there, but we can bring on Dembele, and he can come in and substitute, and half an hour just go at them. As Private Wilson said, they don't knock it at them, sir. That has nothing like Private Wilson, but still. Here's a funny thing. I remember I think I love Capu. I think he's one man of the match last. And I'd love to hear from like guys like Super Spurs, Major Hank. Love to hear your thoughts. But for me, Capu, if you remember Wolves Palacios, great breaking up play, and he put his foot in tackles. But let's say half time he had a card doing that. But when he had the ball, he wasn't exactly useful. And he's gone to Stoke. He thought Stoke they're gonna love him because he's a kicker and all that. Didn't do it. And I think one of the things that people don't realise is that I remember when Wilson was playing for us, great guy, but he passed the ball and then what's the word? We applaud when it actually would connect to someone else. And it wasn't he was a terrible footballer, but that's not what you expect him to do. Capu, something I must admit, I had my doubts because I'm thinking, what, 9 million? He's going to Cardiff, and he said no to Cardiff, obviously in a relegation battle. He said yes to us, so how could he be? And obviously, it can still go wrong. I mean, let's face it, a certain Arsenal player now at Palace had a brilliant start to the season, was it 2 years ago? Never really got back from that. I don't know what happened there, but he never really, never really started, then it just worked out wrong. So I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but I think Captain is a very, very good signing for us. And, I think with him and Sandro and Paulinho, we've got a superb midfield away from home. Those two can easily break up play. You've got Paulinho, because people forget, although Paulinho played as a defensive midfielder for Brazil, for Corinthians he's actually more of an attacking player, and actually for Brazil he actually used to be a lot more attacking for them. So I think on top of all that, but he's an excellent player doing that. So yeah, so I'm not in the predictions for the game for Dinamo just because I don't know what the game team they're going to play. I think we're going to have to win this, and for me, the key thing is, does Sandro start? Can Sandro start? If he can, then I think we've got a great team there going. I'll hopefully do a North London derby preview coming up very soon though. So yeah, thank you for watching this, and as always, please put your comments on the YouTube Facebook page, the YouTube comments page, and I'll be more than happy to respond. And as always, come on, you Spurs.